absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the brand new show here on Gonzo's Sports Room. OG Tony and Big Glen, Racin and Wrastlin, or Wrastlin and Racin, whichever way you want to go with it. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight for our first show. We'll be doing this show once a month, the first Wednesday of every month. Big Glen, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I've done good about steering clear of April Fool's jokes. You know, I put one out yesterday, and I got a few people already. But you know, it's all about having fun in that way.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, let's jump into it. Let's jump into some racing. Let's start off with racing. The first thing I wanted to ask you about was, Glen, how did you get started with your love of racing? Where did it come from? How did it come about?
Well, I started in the late 90s when Jeff Gordon was pretty hot. Obviously, being from Indiana, Jeff Gordon was my guy and stuff. Then same with Tony Stewart. I didn't really dislike any drivers, you know, in that way. I do have a few that annoy me through the period of time I've been a fan, but I don't really hate a driver like I would like the Knicks in basketball or like the Ace, WNBA. I have a great appreciation for the sport of racing.
Okay, yeah, because I haven't been into racing a real long time. When I used to work at a factory, there was a lot of guys there that was into racing, and of course there were Stewart fans, Gordon fans. You know, there was a lot of different fans, and you see, I hear some arguing and stuff sometimes. But I just got into a little bit recently. Now I was more into IndyCar, which we're going to talk about a little bit also. Growing up, you know, of course, being in Indy, I can remember in the 70s, you know, the heyday. AJ Foyt and the Unsers and all those guys, you know, I remember seeing some just crazy wrecks and you know, people dying or people injured really bad from some of the Indy 500 races.
I seen one clip on Instagram just recently. Speaking of that, I think it was Al Senior in the mid 70s. His car caught on fire in pit road, and it was kind of like that alcohol fuel type to where you couldn't see the fire. So they're like out there trying to relieve themselves of the fire, and you can't see no fire. It was scary.
Yeah. Now we'll do both. When you think NASCAR, what's the first name that comes to your mind?
Like overall?
Yes.
Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, probably those four names. You can start it and end it with those four. Yeah,
I would say the name, not watching a lot of NASCAR, of course, Richard Petty is definitely one that I heard a lot. And then the other one that I just remember the name, the Allisons.
Yeah. Davey, Donnie, Bobby, yeah.
I remember that name growing up as a kid and teenager. What about IndyCar? What name? What do you think of?
Probably unstarred Castroneves. Castroneves has had a lot of great years at the Indy 500. You know, he's tied for the most wins in Indy 500 history. He has a chance to be the first to win 5, but ever since he won in 21, he hasn't really had the equipment to hold up to be able to stay up at the front. So,
yeah, I'm a little older than you, so of course I think the answers, but also AJ Foyt,
Arnella Jones.
I'm not that old. Yeah, the answers, of course, and AJ Foyt, and there's some other one. Andretti's, of course, really big too. So, let's talk.
Yeah, you started watching it about the time the Offenhauser engine was phased out in IndyCar. When IndyCar was running, the Offenhauser engine was some of the best years of the track, from what I've gathered through the history of the 500.
Yep. Yeah, I remember one of the big things about the 500 was the voice of the 500, Tom Carnegie.
Yep.
That was big, definitely. Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, what's your thoughts so far on NASCAR this year?
Oh my goodness, we could probably do a whole show on this, because like I'm about parodies. So like I joke with my guy Bill about F1 and IndyCar all the time, just because I know he's a big IndyCar fan. So sometimes I'll be like, hey, Indy should bring back F1 to Indianapolis at some point. He's like, no, don't do that. You're fired. NASCAR this year, it's been relatively dominated by Tyler Reddick and the Toyota manufacturer. Denny Hamlin has won the race as well, and that's also Toyota. But it's good to see my guy Chase Elliott wins a race this early in the season. He's had excuse me, find a cold here. He's had a couple shots to win already, but see him win at Martinsville was pretty cool.
Yeah,
he has a pretty big lead right now in the Cup Series standings. I think he has like almost a 1.5 race advantage on everybody right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the standings. It's still pretty early. Of course, the one racer has dominated. He's won 4 races, I think, already this year. But it's a long season. I think things will.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think you can get 60 points max on the race weekend and everything, and I think Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney is like 82 points back, so that's like a race and a half. Yeah, we got some breaking news accordingly to what our guy Universal alum. AEW has a trademark cornerstone for Chris Jericho, so that means he's probably going to be back tonight.
Well, what I had heard, now something could have just happened, but I heard that Chris Jericho trademarked Cornerstone. Yeah. I don't think AEW. I never heard that AEW trademarked it, but I do think I think he's still with AEW. I don't think things panned out between him and WWE. There are some rumors going around that he could be there tonight, but who knows? Yeah. I mean, you just never know.
When it comes to rumors, it's one of those things that we shall see what happens tonight.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's get back to the racing.
Yes, absolutely.
What race are you looking forward to still this year? Or give me a couple of races. What are the main 2 or 3 races you're looking forward to in NASCAR?
Probably all the ones I'm going to in person. I'm going to Glen next month in New York, and with my guy Freddie. It's the weekend of the Indy Grand Prix here in Indianapolis, so like it's the weekend. It's actually the Wednesday after our next show, because the first Wednesday of next month is on May 6th, I do believe. So if I have my dates correct.
So you'll be in New York City?
I'll be in New York. No, it'll be in Watkins Glen, New York. That Friday and Saturday after that first Wednesday.
I was going to give you a name of a barbecue place to go to.
Yeah,
but I don't know how close you'd be to it. It's called Mighty Quinn's.
If you talk about actual New York City, I probably will have to go ahead and give you the recommendation to go check out another time.
Yeah.
I see myself going to New York again at some point. So,
okay. So you said you're going to be going to New York City, and what other races?
Obviously Watkins Glen, New York. That's up by Buffalo. Obviously the Brickyard, and Miami for the championship. The Miami for a championship is like my birthday weekend, and it's like the second weekend of November. I've already got my room set for it. I need to start when this money starts flowing in. Ticket sales and stuff like that. I'll be able to get going.
Name one race that you're not going to that you're excited for. What's the big race for you?
It probably would be a tie between the San Diego Coronado race over there at the Naval Base, and probably the Martinsville cutoff race. Because that race, all three series, the Truck Series, the O'Reilly All Apart Series, and the Cup Series, there's always something crazy going down at the end of them.
Okay. That's one thing that's interesting to me. I wonder how you feel about it. Is that since I've got into the racing and even IndyCar now, both of them, I prefer, for me, this is just for me, I'm probably the outcast, but I prefer road races.
Yes, those are fun. Watkins Glen is fun. Coda is fun, but for me, Coda it's in a weird time period on the calendar. Like I feel like that race should probably be towards the end of the year, like September, October, early October. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I really
another
enjoy
one I
the.
got to in person is probably Chicagoland and St. Louis. That's a
Yeah,
big diffs.
yeah. I don't know why, but I just really enjoy the road races, but both of them, especially IndyCar. I like the in IndyCar a lot more than I do the regular races.
Yeah, the truck series went to St. Pete this year and stuff. The weekend of the Elimination Chamber, and that race looked like it was fun. It sucked I was up in Chicago for that and stuff because I wanted to watch it, and it looked like it was fun as hell.
Well, we got a comment here
Yeah, it used to
from
be
Universe Slam.
yeah,
Yeah, he used to be a
big
big
NASCAR
fan.
fans. Fierce, Vast, Rebellion, Chase. I lost a lot of interest. Yeah, you would be the first one, not the last one, to have that sentiment. So he enjoys roller races a lot more as well. They tried to do the Brickyard after the Xfinity Series tried it during COVID, and that didn't last too long, thankfully. So
It didn't last. Okay, let's get your thoughts on IndyCar. What are you thinking about that right now?
Alex Palou is going to be the champion. If you're not putting money towards him being champion right now, you're out of your mind. You know,
If you had to pick another driver, if there's anybody out there that's going to give him a run for his money this year, who would it be?
probably nobody. But if I had to take a guess, probably it's either Scott McLaughlin or Joseph Newgarden.
Okay. Yeah, I like Newgarden a lot.
Penske gets a lot of shit for cheating, but when it comes to racing, cheating it's been around since the sports inception. So,
okay, well, is there anything else you want to touch on in the NASCAR before we move on?
yeah, we got Rockingham this weekend, Friday and Saturday for the NASCAR Truck Series. They race on Friday evening, I do believe, on FS1.
Okay.
Then the O'Reilly All Parts races also at Rockingham on Saturday afternoon on CW. Obviously, with it being Easter weekend, there's no Cup Series race this Sunday, and they will be back at Bristol a week from Sunday.
Yeah. There's no IndyCar, I don't believe, this week either.
Nope, they're an off week, and I'm not sure. I think next race is I want to say Grand Prix of Long Beach. I could be wrong.
That sounds right because I remember looking at the schedule, but that sounds about right. Well,
I will say that Long Beach race is pretty nice, man. That layout of the track, how they go around that little bend there, with the waterfall and everything. Whew.
Anything else you want to talk about racing before we move on to some wrestling?
Let's go to wrestling, man. I think with obviously with NASCAR essentially having all outside of the two lower tier series, there's not really much to talk about outside of who won.
Well, let's start off. We'll get to the NXT. I know we had a lot of NXT we wanted to talk about last night's show in New York, which I thought was a very good show. And then the big show they got coming up this Saturday, which you're going to be in attendance for.
Yeah, and I woke up. Well, I won't say woke up today, but last night, the car rental guy that I rent the vehicle from told me that car was totaled and it was a total loss, but they got me into something else for this weekend.
Okay,
So
that's good. That's
I
good.
almost ended up in another Chicago street race situation. I know you know this, Tony, but for those that don't know, I tried to go to the Chicago street race last July, and I woke up the day I was supposed to head out up to Chicago, which is only like a 3-hour drive from where I'm at, and that car rental place that I rented from called me up at like 8:30 in the morning and told me that the previous runner had wrecked it the night before and totaled it. So,
okay. Well, I know we had a couple of topics we were going to talk about. I don't know what yours is, but we'll start with mine. I want to talk a little bit about we're definitely going to talk about this on our other show on Thursday in more depth, but I wanted to bring it up, the build to WrestleMania. I've heard a lot of bitching and complaining, but I've heard a lot of bitching complaining about all wrestling, AEW and WWE about the builds to the pay-per-views. As in the last...
Yeah, are we really wrestling fans if we ain't bitch about something when it comes to wrestling? I mean, it's one
that's what the internet's become. I mean, just bitch about everything. Unfortunately, I know we don't look at things that way on our shows. I mean, we give our opinions, and if we have something we don't like, we say it. But we try to come more from a positive standpoint. And look, I understand. Look, I mean, I know some of these guys make big money by being I'll bring them up because I watch him a lot. JD from New York. I watch him a lot. He has some great opinions, but he also adds a lot of stuff to them opinions to get people to watch. And he's a showman, and his negativity sells more than his positivity, and he knows that. But I've learned a lot with some of his opinions and stuff, and there's other ones out there too. Because I like to watch a lot of I watch 4, 5, 6, 7 other podcasts. If I'm not watching Pro Wrestling Live, I'm watching Pro Wrestling Podcasts, and then I do have a few other TV shows, and I do watch a lot of sports also. But
speaking of wrestling, before we touch on this subject real quick, did you happen to see the fan that got had an issue with Stephanie Vicare supposed to be being fake after the Garden show? Yeah, that dude was creeping her the fuck out from what I've seen. Well, so we can't be doing that.
There's a lot of creeps out there, man. There's a lot of creeps out there.
It's true, man. I hate to say it. I'm happy she says something because you can't let that shit slide.
And not only did she say something, I thought she handled it the right way.
Absolutely.
She didn't go ballistic. She was just honest. And I think she said exactly what was on her mind, but she didn't get, out of pocket about it, But I thought she handled it professionally. So I thought she did a great job there. I think
that is why she's always will be number one in my eyes, because she could have handled it awfully or and stuff like that. We've seen both ends of that. So.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But one of the big things people are going crazy about right now is that the pivot that WWE made Monday night and going with Gunther attacking Seth Rollins and making that match. And I understand. Well, where's the story? Well, first of all, you're going to have 12 or 14 matches on your card. There's going to be, just like every other pay-per-view or show, there's going to be some that's going to have more story than others. There's going to be some matches that are going to be built around a lot of story, and there's going to be some it's on the card to entertain. Or they're trying to. And the problem is, and I'm not making excuses, it's just fact. WWE's had a lot of injuries. Their two main events right now is not the main events that they planned on 6 months ago.
Yeah,
6, 7 months ago, them two main events wouldn't have been happening. It would have been something different. And then not only that, they pivoted to something else, and more injuries happened. They've had to pivot again. So there's been a lot of pivots. There's a lot of rumors coming out that Braun Breaker is healthy enough to go. But I think if that is true, I think they pivoted and said, look, won't we just I look for him to show up during Mania, during the match.
Yeah, during the match.
Pivot off that. And people say, well, why would Gunther go after him? Well, there is holes there, but I think that can be fixed to a certain degree. You just say, hey, Paul Heyman paid me a bunch of money. That's why I attacked him. Brock Lesnar's busy. He needed somebody to take care of, him. And I think they can fill those holes. And it's good. Plus, you got two big names. You got two big names, two of the top guys in the industry going at it. So I think it works. Is it as good as it could have been? No, of course not. It was a pivot. It was a pivot off a pivot off a pivot. So, it is what it is. But I tell you what, I've looked at the card, the 12 matches they have right now, and
you can get anything better than that.
Well, I looked at last year's card. This card is much better than last year's. I don't care what anybody says. Has the build been super great? I thought that Roman Reigns and Punk started off hot. I think it's cooled off a little bit. I was around a 9 or a 10. For me now, it's more down to about an 8. I like what Stephanie did with Cody. That added a little something for me because I don't know where they're going. So I'm intrigued by that. So right now, that's about maybe 8.5 for me. But the match that I'm excited about more than anything, I want to know what they're going to do with Lesnar and Oba.
They need to let Oba win. I feel like if you do it, don't do it, everybody's gonna be pissed.
I think there's gonna be some kind of dusty finish. It's what I'm afraid of. But they have made Oba look pretty strong so far. So we really can't complain. I mean, they've had Oba look really good so far. So that's a positive thing. But I'm looking forward to Mania. What's your take on the build so far?
The builds have been great. Punk and Roman's been great as well. It has cooled off, but I think that was WWE telling them to tone it down a little bit, especially this week with the way they went about with Oba and Brock cooling that off a little bit as well, because they could have fired up too. Have Oba knock Brock out of the ring again. But no, wave a little bit on that.
Well, I like the way they played it this week. I thought it was a smart move. I liked that Punk attacked Roman. I thought both those segments were good segments. I wouldn't say great segments, but I thought they were really solid. I liked the Cody thing a lot. I thought it was a surprise. I didn't expect Stephanie to come out, but I thought it was a nice add to the story.
Yeah, I have a question for you about that, Tony. Did you see Tommy Dreamer's theory on that?
No, I have not.
He thinks Vince McMahon is the one that was talking to Randy on the phone.
You never know. You never say never.
Yes, and you know what's crazy is if they brought Brock back on after speaking to the legal department and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Vince has technically been cleared of the Janelle Grant stuff as well, so it wouldn't surprise me, or let alone Ted Jr. They feel like it could bring some heat in that way for Randy.
Well, I mean, people say you can't bring Vince back. They don't care if TKO thinks it's going to make money. They could give 2 cares less.
Exactly. And you know what it comes down to? It comes down to shock value, social media hits. If Vince comes out at WrestleMania and helps Randy or is found out to be the one he's on the phone with, everybody's going, holy shit,
It break the internet.
It would break the internet.
No doubt about it. There's probably nobody else they could bring out that would bring more eyes and more views to that product at that particular time. Even The Rock wouldn't bring that right now. I mean, I think The Rock would be big. I think there's other people that could be big too. But to me, it'd break the internet.
Not only because you'll get the wrestling fans talk about it, you'll get the pop culture people talking about it, which will bring around people that maybe haven't watched wrestling around, that may know a little bit about the situation. Oh shit, they brought him back after all that. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I understand how WWE operates in that way. So it's one of those things.
And you say WWE operates, but WWE is different than what it was 4 or 5 years ago. TKO has a big say in what happens, It's more viewed from a financial standpoint. The positive thing, people can hate on Vince all he wants, but Vince took care of the fans as far as making sure the prices. Make sure the prices were good. But, and everybody wants a bitch at TKO. But, guys, and we've talked about this before, they're looking at the market. Look at the market for the football games, for Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And for somebody, I know somebody that just checked on NCAA Final Four tickets, wanting to go, $1,000 to get in the building. Yep. So, same thing for a concert, Kid Rock wants $5,000 for a front row seat. I mean, they're going with the market, and as long as people continue to pay, and people, I know ticket sales are down for WrestleMania. I think right now they sold around 80,000 total. Last year they did 120. But I think some of that is there's two things. Back in Vegas, I think right now if they was in New Orleans, they'd have sold 100,000 tickets already.
Yep, they would sold both nights.
I think they made a mistake in going back to Vegas, and also the cost, and the fact, like I said, being back in Vegas, people had that Vegas experience. People traveled to Vegas already last year. They probably don't want to, there's some that's going to the big wrestling fans, but you got to have a lot of money to do it.
Absolutely.
But I think it's going to be a good Mania.
I will say though, and this goes to the post I made on Facebook the other day about when Indy, I'm gonna let everybody know this now, because it goes into what we're talking about. When Indy gets WrestleMania in the next year or two, the first thing that you should buy, if you're going to want an experience with a photo or an autograph, buy your WWE World ticket when it goes on sale, because with the TKO having those prices so sky high, people are legitimately scalping photo opportunities in the autograph sessions.
Yep.
Yeah, so I figured to let everybody knows now. So when Indy's on the clock.
And Glenn, and I could be wrong about this, but I said this the other day. I commented on House's show yesterday as a commenter that I think this Mania is going to be unique because of all the injuries and just the way things have panned out. That I think this one's going to be different. It's going to be more of a building than ending stories. I think we see a lot of things beginning. I mean, I know Punk and them's been going for a while, but I don't know I don't think that story ends at Mania. I don't think the Cody and Orton story ends at Mania. I don't think the Finn Balor story with Dom ends. And I think there's going to be new stories coming out of those matches too, because I think there's going to be some swerves and some turns. So I think this WrestleMania is going to be really interesting in the storytelling. I really believe that.
I have to agree with you, Tony, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to use an example. I feel like WrestleMania 2000 was a storytelling wise, but The Rock, Mankind, and Triple H and Big Show, that was setting up the Rock's feud with Triple H the whole year. So I feel like it's something similar to that when you look back at it. Versus WrestleMania 40, you had Cody finishing his story and things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have a topic that you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, let's do this NXT.
Okay. All right, let's go right into NXT. Let's go into last night's show.
Yeah, last night's show. Then we'll look at Sunday to wrap it up here.
Okay. We had OTM and Mike Santana start the show by beating Dark State. I thought that was a really good match. Tell you what, that crowd last night in New York was hot.
They were hot, but it wasn't as hot as it were when they were there right before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
That crowd, for the Gold Rush for Thanksgiving last year in the same building, I feel was more fired up for that than it were last night. That is how I feel about it. But I pay attention.
I got a take on Mike Santana. And if anything's lacking in NXT, and I'm not putting anybody down, I think Ethan Page is fantastic.
Yes.
I like Saints fine, even though I don't think he has done as well as maybe they expected he would do. He's fell a little flat, a little bit underwhelming. Yeah, I think he's doing fine. I think he's doing good work. I'm not putting him down, but I think they thought he was going to be a little bit more, do a little better. I don't think he. I think one thing that hurts him is when you have such a strong heel like Ethan Page, you almost don't need another strong heel like Saints. So
Absolutely.
I think they may be hurting each other a little bit. But this is just me, fantasy booking, and I don't do a lot of this. But if I think it'd be good for NXT, and I think it'd be good for TNA. Make Mike Santana your NXT heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
I think Santana would help get you more views on your network, and it would help TNA also. And I think give him a 3 or 4 or 5 month run. I really do. I think that would help, and it also would give you an opportunity to build up a guy who I think's got potential, and he's coming up, and that's Miles Bourne.
Yeah, Miles Bourne, like Harris man, right there, buddy. Yeah,
but that give Miles some time to hit his momentum and be maybe the next world champion. Because I don't think we need Ethan Page as a champion again. Honestly, Ethan Page
should be on SmackDown.
Yeah,
or Raw. I feel like he worked better on SmackDown.
Dude's fantastic in the ring, a fantastic character, fantastic on the mic. But yeah, let's go next match. Los Americanos beat Birthright. Thought it was a pretty solid match. I tell you, Los Americanos is over in Mexico, and they're over here in NXT, but they're bad guys on the main roster. So very, very interesting concept. I thought it was a real good match. I enjoyed it. Jada Parker beat Kalani Jordan. I thought that match was a little quick, but I know they've wrestled each other a lot. Looks like that feud's not over yet. I think Kalani's getting better as a heel. I think Jada is starting to get better as a face. So the problem with the women's division is, I don't care what anybody says, and I may piss some people off, NXT's women's division is the best women's division in pro wrestling.
It really is, because you can take really, I would say, 5 to 10 ladies on the women's NXT roster, and 5 to 10 on from Evolve, and interchange them, and you're still going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, talent wise, the main roster may have more talent, but the way they're used in NXT, the way they're let them go, the way the focus is on NXT, they're better. And I'm sorry, I may piss off some AEW fans. Their women's division ain't even close to NXT. It's just not. They can say whatever they want. It's just not. I mean, that I tell you what, that women's match, which we're going to get to last night, might have been as good as women's match that I've seen this year in 2026.
Yeah, I love the finish too. And you heard, well, when we was getting ready for the show last night, you heard how fired up I was about that. I was like, who the hell gives shit about curfew or what, that little thing that were on TV? And I was like, I wonder who is going to stand delivered to face JC Jane.
Yep. Then we had from the Jada Parker match, we had Kiana Carver beat Jasper Troy, but that was kind of a crazy match. I thought it was good. I thought it was what it should have been. I thought it was quick, but I think for Carver right now, that's what it needs to be. Because I think he's still a little green. Jasper, not no veteran by any means, but he's not as green as Carver. But could you imagine if you put them two as a tag team?
They would be dominant.
It'd be interesting. Have them as a tag team and Booker T as the manager.
Yep. Or
money.
If we're going to start putting tag teams together, obviously Andre isn't with us anymore. I would have Andre and Gunther be a tag team.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Then again, let's go down a bit. Lola Vice and Kendall Gray. Fantastic match. I haven't seen officially yet, Glenn. Maybe you have what the final, because they went off the air.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I think we know where this is going. It's probably a triple threat, maybe a fatal four-way, because we saw the backstage bit with Izzy Dame talking to JC Jane. So
I think it's gonna be a triple threat.
It'll be at least a triple. I want to see Izzy Dame in a fatal four-way. So I think it'd be great.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, I'm so high on Kendall Gray, and she came out of nowhere for me. I know she
Yeah.
was on the independent scene, but she's
fantastic. It sucks to an extent because I want to see Lola Vice get a little bit of a title reign, but Kilgrave is so good. It's kind of hard. It's impossible to overlook that.
We may get Lola with the title for a while first.
Yeah,
I think JC Jane and that group needs to move up to the main roster.
Yeah, they should go to Raw. I want to see them. I want to see them feud with I would say probably Rhea and Io.
JC Jane,
yeah,
is a really, really solid heel. She does really, really good work. She's busted her ass off.
I tell you they could go after, but taking their faces, but not in my eye. But they should send them three after the Bull Twins and retire.
That'd be all right, man. Retire their ass. I'd be fine with it. I thought the show was really, really strong last night. I give it 8.5 out of 10.
Absolutely. Anytime that they went to the Garden Theater like that, the show's been fantastic. Obviously, I've been to NXT in Orlando multiple times, and obviously I'm going to stay in the liver on Saturday. But I think at some point I want to go to see one of those NXT live events up at the Garden Theater at one point. So I think
that would be
cool. That's a vibe. Because the subway comes right up through there, so all I have to do is get a room and go.
Hoping they come to Indiana sometime.
They need to. I know a place right across the street from my building where they can go because it's a perfect venue. It's that type of NXT venue that you see them go to for live events. Is pretty much the Murat Egyptian room. So,
yeah, I think they got the work cut out for them with this pay-per-view to match up to this TV event they just had in New York. But they're going to be in St. Louis on Saturday, live on YouTube, guys. I believe the show's
now on Peacock, live on YouTube for free. Don't pay no money.
I don't know if this is. I haven't heard if this is going to be permanent. They're going to stay on YouTube or not. But I know this show is on YouTube for free. Then we'll find out what they're going to do after that. Pretty good card. We got 5 championship matches right now. They added a pre-show match, with something that you normally don't do. They added a pre-show match last night. But let's go to the main card and talk about it and do some predictions. We got a tag team title match, Vanity Project. The champions taking on Los Americanos for the NXT Tag Team Championships. You never know with NXT. Vanity Project hasn't had the belts real long. I'm going with Vanity Project.
Yeah, I'm going with Vanity Project too. Birthright's going to get involved and cost Los Americanos the match.
Yeah, that's what I think too. And then we've got Miles Bourne, the champion of the North American Championship, NXT North American Championship, putting the belt on the line against Johnny Gargano.
This is going to be a fucking good match. This is going to be probably the match of the night.
Could be.
I want to see Miles Bourne win, but I think Johnny Gargano figures it out.
I think it just depends what their plans are. If they have anything planned for Gargano, because they've been teasing some stuff with the Motor City Machine Guns on SmackDown. Yeah. There's been some rumors of maybe one of them turning or both of them turning and going with Gargano and being a faction, and Gargano's wife managed him. So there's been a lot of rumors going around. So I don't know what direction they're going to go. I think it would help them to have Gargano down there for a while.
Yeah. At least to the summer until like Heat Wave or like August. Like if I'm going to have him North American champion, I'm going to have him champion past August.
And they've teased Miles Bourne a little bit as a heel before. They've made that teasing. So how do we know they may not turn him heel or something? Him losing could lead up to that. So yes, I don't know which one. I'm going with Miles Bourne keeps the belt.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. Let's go Saruka and Zarya.
Damn.
This is tough because I don't know what direction they're going. I don't. So Ruka's ready for the main roster.
Yes. Zarya's got some work to do, but she's almost just behind Saruka. but excuse me, I'm having a tough one with this one because I like them both, and I can see several different ways they can go with this match, even involving the Nikita Lyons in some way because of that their scuffle video they had outside the garden yesterday and stuff. Because I don't know if you noticed, Tony, but when Nikita was out there with Sol Ruka, she was wearing red.
Yep.
So yeah, that could be a signal because the way Nikita's been posting on Instagram, and stuff makes me think she might get involved, but may not. But you never know.
I'm going with Zarya.
Yeah,
I think she needs it. I think she needs the win.
Yeah, I gotta go with Zarya too.
Let's go. The NXT Women's North American Championship. Tatum Paxley, the champ, puts the belt on line against Blake Monroe. What are you thinking there, Big Glen?
Oh, this is another hard one because I like them both. I think Blake Monroe's going to get the job done. She finds a way.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because Tatum Paxley ain't had the belt so far very long, but I kind of agree with you. I think, unless again she wins and they move Blake up to the after Mania. But I'm gonna go with Blake Monroe also. I think I'm with you. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna treat this as it's gonna be a triple threat since we don't know for sure. JC Jane, the champion, putting the belt on line against Lola Vice and Kendall Gray for the NXT Women's Championship. Man, I want Kendall Gray to get it, but I think Lola Vice deserves a championship run, even if it's only a brief one, with the work she's put in, how good she's gotten. Because she was pretty green when she came in.
Yeah, she was green when it was in that breakout tournament.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to go with Lola.
I want to go Lola, but I know where my head's at. JCJ retains and Booker T is going with it.
Okay. I want Kendall Gray to win. I think now she's one of my favorites. So
she'll have it by the end of the year. I'll say that.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Maybe sooner than that.
Unless they are so happy with her that they fast track her up to the main roster. She's good enough.
Could be too. Yeah, she's that good.
And then what I assume is going to be the main event, the NXT Championship will be on the line. The champ Joe Henry put it on the line against Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, and Tony D'Angelo. Oh man, this is interesting.
This is interesting too. This doesn't feel like a main event because of all the other good shit on the card.
It's a good card.
That could be the main event. The Triple Threat Women's match could be the main event instead of this one, honestly.
Yep.
That's just how I feel about the women's division, obviously, in NXT, because two of the guys in this fatal four-way, they ain't winning it because they'll cancel each other out. Then it'll come down to Joe and Tony D. But is Tony D ready for that belt yet?
I think Tony D is. I think that dude came in. He's a collegiate wrestler. He busted his ass. He did character work. He's done everything they've asked him to do. He's gotten better. He's gotten better in the ring. I think it's going to be Tony D's time. I think we're going to see some changing of the guard on this NXT. So I'm going with Tony D.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really care about this match. I love Joe. I love the other two guys, and I like Tony D to see where he's coming from. I know I need to pick one. I'm probably going to go Tony D as well.
I think it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be a solid match. But I understand where you're coming from. I think they missed the boat on Joe Henry when he was hot, that they didn't put the belt on him then.
Yeah.
I think his time has passed. I think Ricky Saints' time may have passed already in NXT. I think even Page's time may have passed. And that's one thing that worries me a little bit about NXT's men's division. I think, once you go to Miles Bourne and these four guys, what you got?
Exactly.
So, I'm a little worried.
NXT can really be an all women's division because it's that good. And
Oh no, no, no
that's
doubt
I'm
about
not
it. No
knocking
doubt.
any of the guys on the NXT roster. Those are all great talents and
But
are going to be great talents.
and don't get me wrong. I think there's some guys that have came. The guys that have came up from Evolve recently are doing a fantastic job. I mean, Vanity
Oh
Project,
yeah, Vanity Project, holy shit!
doing a
They came
fantastic
out of
job.
nowhere. Speaking of Kendall Gray, they came out of nowhere for me. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, these dudes are good. These are
yeah,
dudes you love to hate.
yeah. I agree.
Little punk
Well,
frat boys.
Big Glen, you got anything that you want to discuss before we get out of here?
I do not. I'm looking forward to Saturday. Obviously, I'll
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a
Have
lot
a
of
good
pictures
time.
and stuff, and I don't normally buy merch at a WWE show because the lines are long. But with it being a small venue, I think I might try to hunt down a signed 8x10 on Saturday. So,
Okay. Do they do any meet and greets down there?
I've been Googling, I've been searching like I always do for everything else. I haven't seen shit, but
Really?
it is what it is.
Well,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of NXT people like online. I've seen people walk up to them there at NXT shows, and it looks like
Yes.
get like free autographs and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I'm actually going to go early on Saturday and stuff. So I think the doors or the show starts at 6:30 local time, which would be 7:30 our time.
Mhm.
I'll probably we'll try to want to get up there by 5 our time. So and hang out a little bit after the show
Yeah.
and stuff. The cool thing about NXT is pretty much people know where to see the people at. Now, I think NXT's been there before at the factory or at a similar venue, so there'll be people posted up somewhere.
One thing that I think is helping NXT, and I think they're smart for doing this. They're going on the road a lot.
Yes.
They're doing a lot of Friday, Saturday, Sundays. At
Mhm.
least twice a month that they're out doing Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. They're doing that a bunch. So I think it's
They're gonna
helping
be
these young.
yeah. They're gonna be
It's helping
camping.
these. Yeah, it's helping these young wrestlers. I think that, and that's something that's been brought up, and I agree. Cody Rhodes brought it up. I think WWE not doing near as many house shows is hurting the product a little bit because you don't see them as tight in the ring. Because when you're out on the road, you're working a lot of same people a lot, and you get things get more tight. And I think it hurts them. I think it hurts. I think it hurts AEW too, but I
Yeah.
don't think quite as much because uh, they just kind of go out there and beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
I think it hurts the women. I think their women's division, because of lack of experience, it hurts them. You can see I don't see the women progress in AEW like I do in NXT.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, it reminds me of Kevin Nash. I think he was had done an interview with the guy from Kayfabe Commentary some years back that Sean Oliver that still does that podcast with him and stuff currently, saying that when he would wrestle on Raw against like Bret Hart, for example, he wrestled Bret on the Raw for the first time. Well, all those house shows that they would do leading up to that, he probably had already wrestled Bret 200 times.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Maybe
yeah,
that
just like
kind of number, but it was a big number.
well before they did the first ladder match ever. That ladder match was on the road. When back in the day, that ladder match was on the road and was done several times before the first one was ever on a show, on a pay-per-view.
Oh, absolutely.
So I mean, and it makes sense. I understand. I don't think the wrestlers need to wrestle 300 times a year, but I don't know that 50 times a year is enough.
Yeah.
So
It's a little bit light, that's for sure.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes said it definitely affects the product. And if anybody would know, Cody would know.
Oh, absolutely.
So, well, we appreciate everybody watching this debut episode. We'll be back next month on the first Wednesday.
Which I
Now
believe will
tonight,
be May 6th. I
May
believe
6th.
Yep.
That's right. May 6th. We'll be back then. Now, we do have some new Wednesday shows that are going to be monthly shows coming up. Me and Warren Misery will be doing one towards the end of each month on Wednesdays. that is not named show yet. We have not come up with a name yet, so we won't talk a lot about that. But I do know that me, Marcus, and Chris will be doing a wrestling spotlight show, and that'll consist of, we'll have a guest, a pro wrestler, and let's throw out a name like Brody Botkins. He would come on, and we may have a couple matches of his, and we will watch those matches and discuss them and talk to him about that. And then also we got a new show coming up. I believe it's going to be this coming Sunday, I believe, April 5th. I don't know the time yet, if it's 7 or 8 p.m., but Chris will be doing a GWR wrestling showcase. The Wednesday show will be Spotlight. Wednesday will be Showcase, where he'll be picking out 3 or 4 matches in our archive and putting them out for everybody to see. One week it may be cage matches. The next week it may just be great matches. Next week may be dog collar matches. It could be
matches.
Yeah, it could be all kinds of different things. It could be women's matches. It could be a women's night. So he'll be putting a lot of matches out there of these independent wrestlers here in Indiana and Illinois, and maybe even I know we've been to Cincinnati before. Going to try to branch out to Kentucky here at some point. I know Marcus is in Tennessee right now. He's seeing the Micros tonight, I believe.
Yep, him and Kelly Waller are there from what I've seen.
Yep. They're at the Micro show. So
I was going to ask him in the comment section of the him and Kelly post. I was like, are you like Andre and Giant in comparison to the guys in the ring tonight? You know, because the Micros in his size, you know.
I think they're all Micros, do everything there. They put up the rings on the shows, on the road shows. They do everything. They sell the merch. They do everything. I think there's one guy, and I used to know the guy. I don't know if he's still the main guy or not, but one guy that kind of, I don't want to say their bodyguard, but I want to say their handler, a manager type guy who kind of manages things. And on the road shows and also the shows there in Tennessee. But yeah, check out also tonight, guys. We have Hot Seat with OG Tony and the gang. Last Wednesday was fantastic show. It was really good. Hopefully it's going to be just as good tonight. Like Glen said, 10 o'clock tonight. So please watch those shows that we got coming up. And we appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit that subscribe button and likes and all that good stuff. And we appreciate everybody watching.
Yep, most definitely. We'll see y'all soon.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Wwe Nxt show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all kiss my ass while I win this match.